Okay, I'm really happy with this. So there's a couple of things on this channel you'll never see us do. We never ever do the whole like, subscribe, share thing. I feel that that's just wrong. You know, if you like what we do, if you subscribe to what we do, you do it because we motivated you to, because you liked what you saw, and so you hit the subscribe button, you hit the like button, and that's awesome. Not because I asked you for it. That's weak, right? It's weak. And then the other thing you'll never see us do is paid product endorsements. So if we show a product on this channel, or part, or whatever it happens to be, it's not because somebody's paying us to do that. You know, I feel that that's, see, paid product endorsements on a channel where there's commercials, to me is greedy. It's just greed. You know, it's double dipping, and it's abusing the viewer. You know, you've got to sit through the commercials at the beginning of the video and through the middle of the video. Now you got to sit through a commercial that I make you sit through. No, it don't work that way. You know, so we never ever do paid endorsements of any sort of product. But I do show products when I come across something that I feel is like really useful, really good, an incredible bargain, whatever it happens to be. And I bought it with my own money. I went to wherever it was, I ordered it, bought it with my own money. If it's good, I tell you. If it's not, I tell you, right? So that I needed to say this to set this up, because it's going to look like a commercial. It's not a commercial, I swear to God, right? So I go, see, here's the story. Not last year, 3 years ago, I did the body work and I painted this car. And this was our Project Daily driver. So, did the body work, I painted it with a really cheap, super cheap, single stage paint. Okay? And it's not the best paint job. There's a lot of orange peel and overspray and runs, and it's just not a good paint job. Okay? So, being the typical neglectful person that I am, I neglected it. After one, I'm going to redo it anyway, right? So why take care of it? Okay, so 3 years goes by, and this thing sits out. It bakes in the Tennessee sun. It gets, okay, we have this season, like in the spring, where we call it the pollening, right? Where all of the trees, everything, every little wilderness around us just blows its pollen down. It's like snow. It's like a green snow, a green fine powder covers everything. This car's been through 3 of those. I never washed. And I've got it in here now, so I'm taking care of a few little odds and ends. I'm straightening out the air conditioning and fixing a few things that need to be fixed. And I said, you know what? Let me at least try to make this car look halfway decent. So I drive it through a car wash. I expect it to come out looking decent. First time this car has been washed since it was painted. And you know, it comes out of the car wash and looks just as bad as it did before. The only difference between before the car wash and after was that after the car wash, there were like scrape marks across it from where the brushes and the bristles and everything went over the paint. The paint was just so dead and oxidized. So, remember, cheap paint, really cheap paint, no clear coat. So I got a guy that does detailing out of his house near where I live, and I drove the car past there, and he says, "Hey, I want to straighten this thing out. What should I do?" And I'm expecting him to say, "Oh, just leave it with me. I'll take care of it." Right? And you know what? I probably would have. He says, "Go to Harbor Freight." He says, "Go by the Meguiar's RV compound." I says, "Okay." He says, "That's it." He says, it'll bring this thing, it'll look like it's brand new. I says, "Okay, fine." So I do. I go to Harbor Freight and I buy this stuff. Meguiar's one-step compound, aggressive cleaner plus polish. So the wax is already in here, right? It's intended for RV use. So this is intended for and marine. So it's intended to be used like with a gel coat type of thing. Now, I cannot vouch for how this would work on good paint. So if you've got this, what I'm promoting here is misuse of a product, because it's not intended to be used with, like, you know, in a nice, like a clear coat type of paint, you know, anything that, okay. I used this on a paint job that was dead. It was oxidized, flat, dead, and had pollen baked into it. So it had that. I'm telling you, it was terrible. It was terrible, right? I couldn't believe how quick and how. So I used a 6-inch polishing deal with this medium foam pad. And the kid that does the detailing told me, he says, go easy with it. This is a very aggressive compound. He says, just go very easy with it. So I did. I got that 6-inch foam pad, put it on a slow speed, 10 on that particular polisher. And I used liberal amounts of that Meguiar's. And the results are just amazing. So the sides of the car were fine. You know, and I went over them with the Meguiar's, but the sides of the car were actually, you know, because the sun doesn't beat on it and stuff doesn't lay in it. So the sides of the car were okay. It was the top, and this was just dead. So listen to that, right? That's the sound. That's the sound of clean paint. I mean, you could see how textured it is. Lots of orange peel and stuff like that, and through the middle there's overspray through the middle, but still, I mean, look at the shine that the stuff brought up. This was dead. This looked like, honestly, I swear to God, it looked like 30-year-old paint. No exaggeration. It looked like 30-year-old paint. That stuff, I went over it, I mean, one shot, and fast, like it cut it fast. The whole car took me maybe 2 hours to do, right? Which I was expecting to spend, you know, a lot of time. So, like I said, it's not a paid product endorsement. I'm not saying to use this stuff in any sort of, if you've got a nice paint job that just needs detailing, that sort of deal, don't even attempt this, because I'm using this stuff out of its recommended. You know, Meguiar's has plenty of different products for nice paint jobs. I just tried this because the paint was dead, and I said, well, I can't possibly make it any worse. And the kid who does this stuff for a living said, yeah, this is the stuff you want to use on that paint in that situation. So that's what I did. Go get you some. I'm gonna try this on the hood of a bottle rocket. I'll show you that. If we do that, I'll show you that in a couple of days. Now the other thing, yesterday, see, we never even took Slay camera off the trailer. We were supposed to go to the track last night, and the weather got the best of us once again. So, but I am going to do an update on this spark plug situation tomorrow, because I don't want to just leave it as a cliffhanger, and I don't want to wait another week. So I'm going to give you guys an update on what I found. I'm going to go through all of the comments. Got almost 1,000 comments on the video, and I'm going to touch on the most common ones, and we'll talk about what I think is going on and what steps we took. All right, so that's it. No paid endorsement, just some really cool stuff that happened to work really well in this application. It may work for you. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.